Welcome back. Thanks for clicking on the channel. Kind of a new day for me because, not a new day because we're doing the same old thing, but it is new for me because we're at the dyno and I am the driver of the dyno. Never actually driven the car at the dyno, but it's Saturday, so it's not a working day down here, and Tim's doing us a favor. We're gonna get Don's new motor. It's got some Brodex heads on this motor. I'm not sure what heads. We're gonna find that out though, and do a little dyno day here at Tim's Engler Machine and Tool. All right, so Don's from Michigan. He always puts travel rods on, so we're gonna throw some shocks on this thing, and I might have to go wake Tim up because I haven't seen him yet. Check out these though. Hopefully there's a tractor in there. We're hooking up.
Give me $2.
Two, okay.
So I can get two things, one for $1.
Okay.
Wait, give me $1 and $1.
Can you do this while I use the restroom?
Yeah, I can totally change the gear. Don's got this sweet pump thing, but it's empty, so we're gonna put oil in it first, and then it's gonna be awesome. So we're working on stuff here, going through the normal maintenance. Tim just checking bypasses and stuff, and he gets a phone call, and I'm pretty sure it's Donnie Schott's crew chief running down the night, and you know what happened, and asking him, you know, basically trying to get their stuff better. So my guy here is the best in the business. Tim is the best, so I'm pretty excited. This motor of Don's, you know, Don pieced this thing together. He bought a set of heads and injection out of I thought he said Wagner out of PA, and it's some Brodick heads. Got a smoking deal on them, I'm sure. We're not sure how it's going to run, so fingers crossed this thing makes like 850, 800, at least 800 to the rear tires. I'd be super happy with that, but which doesn't sound like a lot. But you know, if you don't spend $60,000 on a motor, you can't expect to have a 900 horse motor. So yeah, I had to get you guys out of there because they're talking real race talk, and I can't be letting the secrets out on T-Mez TV. What the boys are doing at the King's Royal tonight is the night. $175,000 on the line. Shots went from 25th to 4th last night. Got a shot to win it. Crew chief is on the phone with Tim right now. I don't know what he's talking about, but I call my best people when I'm trying to win the big races, you know? So got my best guy out there. We're about to get this thing on the dyno. Thanks for watching. Well, she's all strapped up and ready to fire. All right, this is my first time driving the car at the dyno. Been here 10 times, watched somebody else do it. It's my turn. I'm gonna set a camera up in the car. Get some heat in it, and we're ready to go. If everything goes good, we're gonna head to the races tonight with the DubZero, run a Maverick race. We missed one last night, but the last motor at Hopstadt, we dropped a valve spring, or broke the inner valve spring, and I wasn't able to catch it. I didn't notice it, and it ended up kind of mushrooming the top of the valve, so he had to pull the motor out, have a valve replaced. He had a second motor. It just got done. This thing is a Brodex DR headed motor. I'm not exactly sure. It looks pretty nice, but looks are not everything. Personality is really important, so hopefully she's got some personality, and what I mean by that is horsepower. But we're not looking for giant numbers. We don't have a ton of money into this thing, but it's got a new crank, new rods, new pistons, and nice Engler injection. So right there. wasn't primed, but
Stumble valve, is it on that way?
it is.
Just shut it off.
Holy shit, that was kind of scary. I don't necessarily like this. I ain't ever seen the rear end shake like that. But when you're sitting in it and it's rolling, you don't ever know what's going on. Oh, that was intense. I don't know why.
It's just one ride.
Yeah, it just probably needed some fuel.
Yeah, I'd say. If they ran it on the dyno, they gotta have the wires.
You would think so. You would think so.
I'll tell you what, I'd hold it on the floor and count to about 10.
Well, that's what I was doing. I was shutting it off, giving it fuel.
Wide open.
Okay.
I just hold it wide open and then just kind of get the air out of it, then let up, and then get the switch.
Okay.
Down is on, Thomas.
Down is on, yep. Okay.
There we go. The injection just came from you. So it shouldn't be idling. It's probably the barrel valve, I would think, huh? Yeah. I just checked the barrel valve, it was 18.
Yeah, but the stumble valve was off here, it says.
Just snug these back up so they don't vibrate out. Make sure we get it right. A lot of times you got a ridge in the barrel valve when you got a stumble valve.
So this is a new motor. And we're working out some kinks. We had not fired it yet.
So that side's tight, so they just need to redo this. Still might have to ridge the barrel valve, but
Yeah, it's usually more like 22, 24.
see how much that shut right there?
Yeah, it did.
So all that was fresh from us, right?
Yep.
I just bolted it on. I didn't mess with it. Yeah. You know, Brian.
Did you see my kids down there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Are they inside the CNC machine?
No.
No, they're
No,
not.
I sent them down to the horse barn.
See them down there, and I gotta tell you what they're doing.
See, that kind of shit makes me think they didn't dyno it. You know what I mean? Like,
That's why I don't trust anybody anymore.
dude, it's like that's some dumb shit. That it. Go through and check everything racing together, so this is like its maiden voyage. How we doing, Rick? Check that out, Rick Pollock just walked in, and I drove Rick's car down in Florida a little bit. Tim's checking to make sure the tires are tight, and I think we're ready to put the helmet on. Alright, so I've never done this, and the system is you basically like get it up to 2,000 RPM and then run it wide open to 7. You take 3 pulls. The first one's kind of a dummy just to get some temperature and kind of purge the system, make sure it's ready to go. The second pass is pretty legit. The third pass is usually the best pass. Then we'll slow it down, yank it out of gear, and start over. But I've never done this, and it's so loud in here you can't hear anything, so. Alright, so first things first, those are the gauges I'm looking at, and those are live data from the car. I basically get the thing warm at 180 degrees before I make a pass, just bringing it up to like 6,000 RPM, nice and easy, waiting for it to build temp. Alright, we're ready to make a pass here, and I'm going to let it RPM down to 2,000 RPM before I stab the throttle and bring it to 7. Didn't take off very good on it, so I shut the stumble valve off here and then open it back up. Here we go. It almost don't even want to run at 2,000 RPM, and that's where he wants us to bring it down to in order to take off. Son of a gun. It's so loud, I only turned it 6,800 RPM because it was piercing my ears. I need to get some earplugs. Alright, I'm not sure what they changed, but round 2. Might shake on the racetrack, but everything shakes in the cockpit instead on this. And who turned the fans on? Look at them big old fat tires. So you guys would already have seen this, but I lost some footage. I'm so happy this thing is still here. Tim is putting, did he say 8? 8 of these motors on this tractor. That's what the boys here at Engler Machine and Tool do on this side, is they work on and build tractor stuff. Tim builds this gearbox here that mounts in between the motors, does all kinds of fab work on Uncle Sam here. And we were talking last time, these things are all blown Hemis or blown whatever. Just the blowers on them are like 20 grand. But the farmers love their tractor pulling tractors. This is kind of cool. It's an airplane tire and wheel. But Tim's up there. This is some of the parts in the diff. Little center section diff. Apparently the two motors connect to here, and then this shaft comes out. Sorry. The motors connect here, and this shaft is 1.5 times faster. So these things will have 120, 140 mile an hour wheel spin and speed with these big ass tires they have. But Tim's upstairs checking our nozzles because one of our nozzles was broken.
You put a taller stack on that particular engine. What's going to happen?
So what it's going to do is it'll make a little more bottom end and mid-range, and might hurt the top end just a hair. We'll see how that's atomizing right there.
Yeah.
So that's the way a screen nozzle should look. Okay.
Yeah.
So this next one I'm going to show you. This was the one I had to screen out of it. This one here.
That's why that thing has a little bit of a stumble
Yes.
on the original. Oh,
See that, Don? That's what a bullet nozzle looks like. So that's what that one's doing.
Well, that's good.
So it was good to find that.
Yeah, that was a good find.
So
That'll help.
won't hurt anything.
Yeah.
The rest of them all seem to be flowing pretty nice. These two here are down just a little. See, it ought to be 62.0 basically, and they're like these. It's just a little bit low. Probably just need to run them through the sonic cleaner and clean them out good.
Yep.
Those two were right on or just a hair big, but not bad.
So, if somebody wanted to send you nozzles just to check them and send you fuel stuff just to check it, you guys do that kind of service?
We do it all the time.
Yeah.
We just check nozzles.
Oh, that's like very nice.
Because that's pretty important to have these all flow in the same.
Yes, and see they're all done at 30 psi.
Yep.
Let's see right there, that one. We try to be, when we send them out, 62 to 62.5.
So that one's good.
Yeah.
Real good.
So we got basically 3 there that are what I'd call perfect.
Yeah, that
And
one's.
this one's probably going to be real close too.
Is this supposed to spray like that?
Yes, the screen ones are supposed to spray like that.
Yeah.
Okay. See, those 4 are real good. Those 3 there probably need to be
Clean better.
cleaned. And then let's just see.
So we got 4 good ones, 3 mediocre ones, and 1 without a screen. 6 motors on it. Look, there's Tim. I don't think it's supposed to be wheels up like that, but check out that wing. Look at all the rails they had to build. Is Mission Impossible yours?
Yeah, that one was mine.
That was yours right there, huh?
Yeah.
So that's got
Or maybe it's
6 motors and then a 7th one in between his legs. That sounds like a Mission Impossible. Alright, so we're going to try some bullet tips, and a lot of this is one of the most asked questions, is these sit here, and when we shut the motor off, fuel drips out of this filter here, and basically it's just keeping the motor, or keeping the fuel from running into the motor and hydraulicing the motor. So this here, the fuel all runs down from up here, down, and instead of going into the cylinders, it falls out of this filter onto the ground. So we're gonna make one last pull back to what we think is the best setup, just to make sure that it makes the, what, 795, and then we're gonna be done for the day. I think we're gonna take this thing off to the races. Tim makes nozzles, so we were gonna put a set of bullet nozzles in it and try that. We're pretty happy with the way it's running now. It's 655 torque and almost 800 horsepower to the rear tires. He said he's about 30 horse off on this new set of tires and about 15 on torque. So we're pretty close. We're like, you know, 665 on torque, 820 to the rear tires. That's pretty decent. That's more than we were expecting. I was gonna be happy. I told you I'd be happy if it made 800 to the rear tires, because back in the day, I had Dr. Dave Stenslin had a 270 Brodex motor, put a bunch of money into it. It was a beautiful piece. I was really hoping it was going to come down here and make 800, and it didn't. Eventually, it did, but and that was a really good running motor, one of the best motors that I've driven for. You know, I drove that for a couple seasons, and I really liked that motor. It made 800, but we're wing racing, so we need to make more power. Yes, I know we should be making 850 to the rear tires maybe, but beggars can't be choosers, and this is my ride. I'm excited to be here with my friend Don, and this thing's making more power than we had hoped, so that's a good thing. Well, yeah, we got it all done. Special thanks to Tim Engler.
Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to go like and subscribe. Up next, we end up going to Red Hill Speedway for the Maverick race with the car later that night. Please join me Wednesday for that video drop at 6 o'clock. Thanks again.